I usually don't get super personal on social media, but today is a special anniversary for me. About a year ago, I said I was going to take a break because I have been drinking alcohol for as far back as I can remember. Like even before, when I was an adolescent, sitting on the park bench drinking with the fellas and, drinking 40s and all that before that. So for the first time, I just decided, I'm going to just really just take it easy. I felt like, it was getting in the way. I mean, it wasn't no tragic car accidents and nothing super crazy that happened, nothing super traumatic, but who's to know what was to come? And there's this John Wooden quote that says, life isn't about what you've accomplished. It's about what you should have accomplished given your abilities. And I can tell you so many stories of like a poet in Atlanta about a year or so ago was telling me how he stopped and how his family appreciated him so much more. And I was thinking like, wow, that's a hell of a sacrifice. And in another case, a poet told me that his father had passed away and his father had never had a drink a day in his life. And I was like, damn, so I guess he never really lived. That's what I was thinking. That's where my mindset was, back then. And I also recall performing one day in Philly and talking to a poet friend of mine. I was like, yo, how'd I do? And I knew I didn't do that good. He said, for you, C minus, D plus. He was like, but for the average spoken word artist, I'd still say you'd still be at about a B plus. And I was like, oh, well, then cool then, as long as I was at a B plus for the average person. But who should be comparing themselves to average, right? Like I said in that John Wooden quote, I mean, it's not about what you accomplished. It's about what you should have accomplished given your abilities. And I just got to a point where I don't even want to be off 1% if I could help it, man. If I could come to life, to the game of life at 100% every day and every moment, I would. But I'm not going to voluntarily take myself off 5, 10, 20, 30%. That's gone. So like, if you still drink, whatever, that's cool, man. Maybe you're supposed to do that for the rest of your life. I don't know. And I'm not judging and I'm not doing no holier than thou stuff. I'm just saying for me, man, the paradigm switched. I gotta be at a higher percentage. That's where I'm at right now. So anyway, since this is my 1 year sober anniversary and I have no plans really, I told myself if I ever find myself like disgustingly rich and I got like a huge ass house and a private lake and a private road with a giant library with those ladders that got wheels and stuff, I'll reconsider. But I mean, that's a joke though in my mind. I don't think I'll ever want to go back to voluntarily being less than I could be on any given moment, in any given day. So I want y'all to oblige me. This is a video that I'm sharing with y'all from back in the days. This is from like, what is this? This is 2025. So this video is like 2012, 2013. I was like at one of my lowest points. I was staying with a friend, right? I was virtually homeless, right? I was staying with a friend. Everything I owned was like in a bag. And I was just, I don't know, man. I was just trying to like pull myself through day by day. But it's a reminder of where I was in one of my lowest points. Check it out.
I don't know if liquor is my friend, so I certainly can't tell you if it's yours. And all most people know about me is getting on stage and doing poems to oohs and ahs, and they see me selling product afterwards, but have no idea how much hell the buy-in costs, and they're thinking that I'm fortunate, but don't realize that, like a prison, I spend most of my life just staring at walls, and they love to see my name mangled and slowly drug across floors, and they don't talk to me, they talk about me. They think I'm getting over, so they try to out me. They ain't even half clear on half the things I pioneered, and so they endeavor to doubt me, and I work in a cobweb-filled nocturne full of rusty screeching machines that churn my pain into gain for the listeners. And I pace a giant muddy floor with hints of piss, shit, and blood. And God only knows how many levels above. Poets get jealous because of what my gift does. They're oblivious to my suffering, and thus they're just upset that I get love. And I return to my nocturne, back to the churning machines, and grip the neck of a fifth of whiskey in my fist as I pace in betwixt and between. And contrary to what aspiring poets believe, liquor never helped me write anything, and Sesame never helped Bob Marley write a song, and Skag never helped Charlie Parker or Billie Holiday steep the magic strong, and free bass never helped Marvin Gaye or Richard Pryor get their original light back. The gift just be the gift, and the pact just be the pact. And those who ain't signed on for the misery think they could just emulate and act. They want to emote the pain without the racks. They want to spit the blood into the crowd without the axe. They want to speak history without the facts. They want to be a mystery without the mask. But they don't want to go to that nocturne where them churning machines can churn anything into everything. They can churn a troubled soul through a refinery, churn scars through a wedding ring. But they don't want the horror. They just want to be king. When heavy is the head that wears the crown, when the living won't raise you up and the dead won't pull you down, and 85% point up to the airheads, when your own head's density keeps you underground, to struggle and toil amongst the souls and the bones of all the previous ones, until you can no longer engineer the mechanics of the question, how do you drown your demons, son?